Hi, it's Mrs. Mallet, and today we're going to talk about long division. Now, remember when you have long division, you want to make sure that when you're dividing that you have all your terms accounted for and that your polynomial is written in descending order. So now we have that here in my first example. So now let's rewrite this. The bottom term is going to go outside your house. Okay, the top term or polynomial will go on the inside of the house. Now that we've rewritten it, now we're ready to divide. So now you want to ask yourself, x, this x right here can go into this x squared how many times? 1x times, right. Or I like to rewrite it like this too. X times what gives you x squared. Either way, you'll get your right answer. Once you figure out what goes in the blank, then you take that and multiply it times what's on the outside of the house. So take your x and multiply it times x plus 2. So x times x is x squared, and x times 2 is 2x. Now once you multiply, make sure you change your signs. So because they are positive here, they're going to change to a negative here. Now we combine our like terms. So our x squareds go away, and 5x minus 2x is 3x, and we can bring down our plus 6. Okay, so let's do it again. X times my blank, fill in my blank, is going to get me 3x. Right, a positive 3. So now you take that positive 3 and multiply it again times the x plus the 2 on the outside. So 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 2 is a positive 6. Remembering, after you multiply, you want to change your signs. So both of these will become a negative. So now notice here you want to combine your like terms, and they cancel out. So your final answer gives you x plus 3. Let's try it with another example. You want to make sure that you have all of your terms on top and they're written in descending order. And they are here. So now let's go ahead and rewrite this so we can divide. So 2x minus 1 goes outside of our house, and on the inside of our house is 6x squared plus 7x minus 7. So now let's divide this. Okay, so 2x times fill in my blank is going to get me 6x squared. 3x. Right. So now when we figure that out, we take that 3x that we got and multiply it by both the 2x and the minus 1. So 3x times 2x is 6x squared, and 3x times negative 1 is a negative 3x. Remember, after you multiply, you want to combine, change your signs. So the 6 will be a negative, and that 3 will now be a positive. Now we can combine our terms. Notice our 6x squareds cancel out, and 7x plus 3x is 10x. And you want to bring down your minus 7. So now let's divide again. 2x times fill in my blank, that gives me 10x. Right, it's 5. So we're going to put a positive 5 up here. Now we take that 5 and multiply it times the 2x and the minus 1. So 5 times 2x is a 10x, and 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. Remember, after we multiply, we change our signs. So the 10 will be a negative and the 5 will be a positive. Now we can combine. Now notice our 10s cancel out, and negative 7 plus 5 is a negative 2. Now this is our remainder. Now what were we taught to do with our remainder? Well, I know I was taught to, no, we put the R2, but in this case, no, we're not putting the R2. And no, we don't put a decimal and then add a 0 and keep dividing either. We don't do that either. So what do? When we're working with long division with polynomials, what you do with your remainder is you take that remainder and put it over what you divided by. So let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. You take your final answer, 3x plus 5. Now we add our remainder of negative 2 and put that only over what we divided by, which is the 2x minus 1. So when you're dividing with polynomials, make sure that you have all of your terms accounted for and that they're written in descending order. And when you have a remainder, you put that with the rest of your answer, but just put the remainder over what you divided by.